June 2010, I was watching a FIFA World Cup match between Japan and Paraguay on TV. What I carefully observed was a very strange attitude in both the teams. Neither of the teams really wanted to lose that match. Hence, the end result was highly predictable. Japan 0, Paraguay 0. That was one of the most pathetic football match I've ever watched. Pathetic because neither of the teams really wanted to win that match. But is this how the game should be played? Well, I have a far bigger question for you. Is this how the game of life should be really played? That summer was not a very fine summer for me. I was going through a very tricky phase of my life. After finishing a feature film, I was jobless for quite some time. Although this World Cup brought in a certain kind of respite, but my frustration was following me constantly like a dark shadow. One day during that period, a friend of mine recommended me for a job interview. I went for the interview and I got the job. I was offered the job of a senior producer in a popular TV channel, handsome salary, and some kind of financial security attached to it. I would be entitled for pensions, etc., etc. So in a way, I was happy to get a job after a long gap. But what happened the next morning was really very interesting. I was offered another job, recommended by another friend of mine. I was offered the job of a second unit director cum first AD for an international TV series to be filmed in Afghanistan. I was offered to assist Australian director Sean Lynch, and the team would comprise an efficient team from 8 to 9 countries across the globe. So that was a huge project. For 6 months, I was jobless. And see, suddenly I got 2 jobs to pick from. One, job in a popular TV channel, which was reasonably secured. 2, an international assignment in Afghanistan, which would be for a short stint. But as I told you earlier, I was going through a very uncomfortable phase in my life. So intricate thoughts started overpowering my mind. There was an unseen fear, unknown fear inside me. The whole night I started thinking, which job should I pick? The channel job, or should I go to Afghanistan? Now, if I go to Afghanistan, I'll get a chance to work with efficient and experienced team from across the globe. This experience might teach me myriad things in my life. But I would be only paid for 4 months. What after that? I'll be jobless again. Moreover, going to Afghanistan and filming over there is never free from risking your own life. So there was this dilemma. There was constant fear inside me. I could not sleep that night. In the morning, I took a warm bath and I decided to trail my heart. I decided to go to Afghanistan and jeopardize my life in many possible ways. But the big question is, why did I decide to go to Afghanistan? Simply because I want to win. I want to win in my life. Well, let me tell you briefly what I mean by this term called I want to win. There's a stark difference between this term called I want to win and I don't want to lose. These are two different approaches to life for me. The former is all about fearlessness and the latter is full of fear. And these I learned from the football match I was watching. If I can't take the risk of losing, I can never think of winning. So I decided to make available to the term called defeat. But to get rid of the fear from defeat is not an easy thing. The zeal to win requires courage. Well, let me take you to a short trip to Afghanistan and make you decide for yourself if I made the right choice or not. I had a flight from New Delhi airport to Kabul. So when I went to international airport at New Delhi to collect my boarding pass, there was this beautiful girl sitting at the counter. She gave me a sarcastic smile. This smile was, believe me, unsettling me a little. So I frankly asked her, why did she smile? She replied me with another sarcastic smile, and then she softly said, good luck to you. I took the boarding pass, and then I started thinking, why did she wish me good luck and not happy journey to you, sir? Well, the moment I boarded the flight, I immediately realized what she meant. I was the only Indian on that flight. Frankly speaking, I have never been to a war zone or a politically disturbed area of such magnitude before. So the moment I landed at Kabul International Airport, there were certain things which attracted my attention quickly. For example, those horrifying bullet marks on the airport building, the poor state of the trolleys provided to the passengers, and above all, the percentage of people without their limbs, the percentage of people without their hands and legs. Anyways, I got out of the airport building, and my phone immediately went off. The sky was getting darker, and there was certain kind of mysteriousness associated to the place. Though there is an euphoria of resurgence existing in Kabul today, but my mind at the time could not get rid of the erstwhile shadow of that city. I started looking for the guy who was supposed to come with a placard in his hand, but he was not there. I waited for some time. What could I do? But I could find no trace of anyone over there. While making my travel plan, I came across an article on internet which said, expats in Afghanistan are best suggested not to roam alone. So the idea of hiring a cab never really appeared in my mind. I was in genuine trouble. I was scared. After a while, I gathered little courage to go outside the terminal gate. And what I saw over there really weathered my nerves. There were those battle tanks stationed outside, few foreign soldiers stationed outside to guard the area. Honestly speaking, I have never encountered such a sight before in my life. Well, winning is not easy. You will be tested again and again before you really win. I didn't have the change to make a call from the phone booth over there. So I requested a cab driver over there if I could use his cell phone. But he demanded $4. $4 US. That was equivalent to 180 rupees at the time. But I was helpless. I agreed. I called the guy. He was in Terminal 1, I was in Terminal 2. After some time, he came to receive me, dressed in a suit. He said salam, and picked my luggage and dumped it into a SUV. He then took me driving to a large bungalow where I was supposed to stay for the rest of my days in Kabul. Now, during this drive, I realized I was surrounded by bodyguards. Oh. Believe me, at that moment I felt as if I was the President of the United States of America. For the next 4 months, life in Kabul or Afghanistan was not easy. Filming in Afghanistan was really difficult, full of challenges. Once we were filming at a hilltop in Kabul, and suddenly a local crew member, a local production guy came running with a landmine in his hand. And he started shouting, see, I got a landmine, I got a landmine. Oh gosh, we all ran away. We were scared, you know. Thank God nothing happened. Though it was an old mile, it could have been lethal, really lethal. In another instance, we were shooting at a faraway village. And suddenly we got a deadly threat for the local villagers. But luckily, our security officers came to rescue us in time. Filming in Afghanistan at night is full of risk. But we had certain scenes which could not be compromised. So there was risk, and risk involved every moment, every day. And apart from all this, I got trouble with my skin, allergy of some sort, and which could not be tamed easily. After 4 months, we somehow completed this 13 episodes of this landmark TV series called Eagle 4. It was really challenging, but we did it without much compromise. We all did it without much compromise. Yes, of course, our efforts were rewarded. It was appreciated across the globe. It even was a winner at an international film festival at South Korea, and followed by many other recognition. But what I personally gained from that project is something precious, something incomparable. It was a great honor for me to work with ace technicians from across the globe. It was real fun to collaborate with local cast and crew. It was a divine experience to be part of the silent valleys of Afghanistan. It was an ecstatic experience to laugh open-heartedly with the innocent people over there. How could so much of love and so much of hatred coexist in the same land? I feel they're one of the best breeds of human on earth. I'm really baffled till date. I'm a Hindu by birth, but in Afghanistan, I consciously fasted for the whole of Ramzan month, not on any religious ground, but because I didn't feel like eating in front of the local crew who were fasting during the holy month. Such was the kind of love we shared. Once, I told my official driver that I like his ring. And believe me, I was in trouble after that. He won't let me go away without taking his ring. Such was the kind of love this guy shared, you know. And the same guy, when he came me to drop at the airport, before saying goodbye, we hugged each other. And I could see tears in his eyes. Tears in a Pathan's eyes, mind it. And then he said, Sanjib John, tum apna watan mat jao. Tum Afghanistan mein ruk jao. Brother, don't go to a country. Why don't you stay back at Afghanistan, in Afghanistan? But sadly, I had to leave. I left Afghanistan with tears of belongingness, tears in my eyes. But the tale doesn't end here. This project really became an inspiration from me. It gave me a different kind of confidence which was otherwise lacking in me. After coming back to India, after coming back to Bombay, I made a plan to make my first directorial debut short film A Reasonable Compromise. It was difficult to make that film for so many factors. By a short film standard, it was difficult to execute, but I did it. The film went on to garner critical appreciation at many film festivals. Here's the click for my film, A Reasonable Compromise. Today, I'm here in Northeast India, the place where I was born. I'm here to make my next film, a film based on a very sensitive topic, a very bold subject which is hardly explored, hardly told. It will be difficult, I know, but I will do it. So in a way, you can say my journey as a filmmaker has already started. And this has been possible because I was not scared of losing. So my dear friends, get rid of this fear, or This fear is like a hurdle. Jump over it, or else it won't let you win. Now the choice is yours. You don't want to lose, or you want to win.